What's going on, everybody? It's your man Sham, and this is Sham Goes Global. And as you can tell by the title of today's video, we got a very special interview today. So I'm here with my folks, my parents, y'all, and they're here to tell y'all they experience in Nairobi, Kenya for the first time. So just for the audience, let the people know who you are, where y'all coming from, and yeah, just basically we'll start it like that.
I'm Miss Smith, and we come from Indiana.
I'm Mr. Smith, and we coming from the G to the I.
Gary, Indiana, y'all. Gary, Indiana.
For y'all don't know
Too
that.
nasty, but we already know how that go. All right, so starting off, why did you guys decide to visit Africa, as Black Americans?
I always thought it was important to, if you get a chance to go back to the motherland and, just see where you try and trace your roots as far as you can, and at least, go over there and touch the soil.
Well, what made me decide to visit Africa was really just watching my son, travel places that we've never even traveled as an adult. We've always traveled like some islands and stuff like that, but never to different countries
And another continent.
Another continents. But out of all the places I would want to visit would have been Africa, a place in Africa, because that's where we come from.
Right. And I know I've been telling y'all for the longest time, because as some of y'all know, I've been visiting back and forth since 2023. Like, it's just so majestic. It's a different feeling that you get when you out there, and y'all just been hearing me over time, like years and years, like, yeah, y'all need to come, y'all need to visit this, and that. So I'm happy that y'all was actually able to experience that. So moving on to the next question. What were you guys' first impressions of Nairobi, Kenya?
Well, to speak candidly, I was amazed. I was shocked. I thought it was going to be basically like most of Americans think of Africa, like huts and things of that nature. But man, they got high rises. I'm talking about the building that we stay in. It's beautifully made. You got a nice view. I mean, it reminded me of a city, on the move, on the go. So, I mean, do not think that Africa is full of huts and mud houses and people out there, wooing and all that. People out there doing it, man, they living.
Okay. And for you?
Well, for me, I mean, the same thing. I was really shocked, like when we first got there, how polite everybody was and stuff. Once we got off the plane and went through customs and all that, it was really eye-opening and beautiful. I really felt like kissing the ground when we had. I really did.
Yeah.
It was just really nice.
Yeah. Okay. So for those that may be watching from either America, UK, diaspora, it takes like visas or e-visas to get there. So for you guys, how was the e-visa process, and how long did it take for you to get it?
Well, I think I did both for our paperwork and stuff, and actually we got a reply like the same day. So we didn't have a problem getting that type of stuff done. So the process was pretty easy. So I thought it was gonna take a little longer, but it didn't.
Okay. And they've definitely worked on that, I will say, because when I first went, I think it took maybe like almost a week. So yeah, getting there in 24 hours nowadays is a godsend. So moving on to the flight to Kenya. Now I know this one firsthand. I will let y'all let the people know. But how was that flight? The first time. This is probably the longest flight y'all have ever had, right?
Yeah.
So how was it? Was it a good flight? Did you feel like, oh man, I can't wait to get off this damn plane? Yeah, how was it?
It was long, and I think it was like 15 hours. total travel time, and the seats wasn't all that comfortable. I mean, I would guess if we had the first class seats, it might have been a little different. But the actual plane ride was lovely. The food was, I was surprised. The food was good. They fed us good. I think we ate like 3 times.
Oh yeah, they gonna feed you
on the
good.
plane. Yeah, they feed you good and have decent, menus for you to eat.
Yeah, and I think that the flight for me, being the first time, was long, but I seem to think now going forward that once you realize what you're getting into, it probably becomes a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that seat selection is definitely a thing.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the aisles and the window seats are probably the best. Being in that middle is not it. That is not the move.
Yeah.
So going to Nairobi, of course, I looked out for y'all on the spot to stay. But when you first got there, right? And you seen like the place y'all was staying in, what was that like? What was that experience like for y'all? Was y'all expecting it to be as like luxurious as it was? Cause y'all was in a nice place. I would say.
Yeah. We stayed in a very nice place. It very spacious. We had like 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. It was just me and the hubby, and I mean, the view was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I mean, we had a nice view where we could see the city and stuff. It was really, really nice. And I was very surprised. And the security, it was secure. You had security coming in and stuff, so I felt safe, going to a new place I'd never been before, as far as that was concerned. I felt, comfortable.
Far as the state, like I said, I was very surprised. Like I said, I went in, thinking Africa, I was going to see monkeys and stuff roaming and, different areas. But like I said, it's there are cities like New York, like California, like Kenya. So I put it in the same context as those because it is. And
for half the price too.
Yeah.
Well, actually a third of the price.
Exactly.
In some places, yeah. So moving on, people are a very, important and crucial, point when it comes to, going to different places, whether that be for vacation, relocating, right? So for you guys, how welcoming were the Kenyan people to you, and did you experience, any type of prejudices or racism or anything like that while you were out there?
Oh, no sir. It was, like I said, everybody was unity. In a place where you see a sea of your people that look like you, and even the money that got people that look like you on it. And just to be, in an environment like that, man, it brought so much peace and love to my heart to see that, man, and be a part of that. And it makes you, just feel like, you ain't just existing. You are where you belong, where you fit in at, and it's a great feeling. I mean, that's me personally. Letting you guys know it's a great feeling to be around that. Not saying like the Bahamas and Jamaica, we've been to those places, but this place, man, everywhere you go is people that look like you doing their thing and getting along. That's the key thing.
Yeah. And to kind of add on to what you just said, like with a comparison to Jamaica, Bahamas, I feel like this might have been a different type of trip for y'all.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
Because usually, like when we travel, like to different places, Bahamas, Jamaica, whatever it might be, we always are in the touristy, Americanized like bubble, right?
Yeah.
So this was the first time I feel like y'all really stepped out and was like in local places. Y'all was places where I didn't even go with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was like, damn, where we at? You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like there is a camaraderie, like you were saying, like with the people and they embrace you as well too. And they really don't know you not, Kenyan or whatever African until you get to speaking, and they go, oh, what are you, American or whatever, blah blah blah. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt real, real comfortable being around everybody, and everybody was polite. If we had a question, people were more than willing to help you if they could, and that makes a difference too, especially being somewhere you've never been before and so far away from, from where you come from. I think that a lot of people misconstrue what what it is like to be in a different country.
Okay. So do you guys see yourselves, either visiting Kenya again or, hey, moving there long term? It is a lot of, black expats, a lot of Americans. Y'all met a few of them, that live out there and are thriving out there. So do you guys see Kenya as a place where, other black Americans could potentially relocate, or you guys,
Oh, definitely. I definitely could see it. There's a lot of growth and a lot of things that's going on over there that people overlook. I could see the growth and see the new buildings and stuff coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And and it's amazing to see that. And I could definitely see probably within the next 10 years a lot of the diasporas that visits Kenya may want to move there. I mean, it's very affordable. It's beautiful, and I could definitely see that. I could see us moving there, to be truthful with you, I could really see that.
I agree. I mean, like I said, it's the type of place that you have a whole bunch of people that's getting along, and it's not like I said, like how they show you over here in America, that these people are savages and don't take baths and got big stomach with flies all around them. Man, it's not that, bruh. And there's no lion, tigers, and bears just roaming the street. Get to Kenya if you can. Nairobi, I can personally speak on. So, if you come there, believe me, you ain't gonna want to leave, and you definitely coming back like we are, and someday potentially maybe moving there.
Okay. So actually, I just heard something you just said that really just sparked another question. So the misconceptions, like you were saying, like the flies and the big bellies and the disease and all this type of stuff. For those that are watching that may be, still somewhat ignorant to the reality of Africa or Kenya, to be specific, what would you say is, a misconception that was disproven in your minds? Like something that you may have thought, like, okay, when we go here, we're going to see this, and it was completely different than what you expected.
Like I said, it's like you've been taught here that I guess African people are not able to govern themselves, not, has to have someone over them to show them how to live. No, man, these people are showing people, they actually copying these people and bringing it back to where they go, or where the States or France, Europe, over there. This stuff was stolen from where we were, and we seen it firsthand that these people are innovative and they very knowledgeable and they just easygoing, and that's a misconception that is war torn and everybody want to stab you, cut your head off with one of them hatchet thing. No, man, it's civilized people, lawyers, doctors, teachers, whatever's here is there. Trust me.
Yeah, it just amazes me too how it really is kind of funny, because it seems like the more people over here in the United States talk or try to detour black African Americans from visiting Africa or Kenya, Ghana, whatever, we go over there and it's more a different cultures. We saw Chinese people over there. We saw Caucasian people over there, and I was
from Britain.
Yeah,
Yep,
Britain. I
European,
mean,
yep.
from different places. And I'm like, oh, so they over here trying to beat us from getting over there.
Right.
But they trying to detour us from coming over there. You know, basically over there trying to buy real estate and all this kind of stuff, trying to beat the actual black people from that they stole from over that way to come back. You know.
Yeah.
So that just really surprised me too. I'm like, wait a minute, it's more of them over here than it is black people. I was very surprised to see that.
I agree, because shoot, my first somebody called me. But yeah, my first time going over there as well, I was shocked by the amount of just Caucasians, Asians, and the fact that they're building so much over there. And it's not like there's still a market. Let me rephrase what I'm saying, basically. Let me rephrase it. There's still a market for black Americans to go out there and build, but just the knowledge isn't there, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, the Chinese, they build up everywhere. They building up Nigeria, they building up Ghana, they building up all these different places. But it's like, why are we not receiving this information? We got spending power, buying power, but are they trying to make us just consumers for the rest of our lives? Or are they trying to make us...
that's the thing, too. Like, why aren't the African people over there benefiting from these people coming into Kenya, building in their country? I see more Asian, more Caucasian people on the work sites, and then you have some African people that might be doing the laboring part, or the business. But I don't know. I just have a funny feeling about that.
I feel like it's corruption, though.
Yeah.
That plays a major role on why a lot of these African, country societies aren't able to progress as much as they could, because they have okay, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna buy these expensive cars, trick it off in the club, mansions, whatever it is that they decide that they want to buy, the ones that have the power, and then they're like, all right, F everybody else. It's a mentality thing, I feel like. So.
Yeah. And it's not just a mentality thing for people over there. I mean, the people over here do the same thing. You know, so
it might be a human thing.
Yeah, I know it's just a black thing.
That could be it.
That's
could be
it.
That could be it. Okay, so for those that plan on visiting, Nairobi, Kenya in the future, how much money would you guys tell them to bring? If they want to have a good time, enjoy themselves.
How long? Depends on how long.
Let's say for a 2 week. Let's say 2 weeks minimum. 2 week stay. How much would you recommend? That could be, for transportation, Airbnb accommodation, maybe going out restaurants, eating, whatever it may be. What's like a range you would say they should come with?
It depends on where you go, where you want to go, and what you want to do. See, we did a lot of local stuff, but we went a lot of places to tour, tour while we were there. The actual Ubering was very affordable. Like we would take a ride from where we were at to maybe like the malls or whatever. It may cost us maybe $2-3 at the max, and I thought that was very affordable compared to how much Ubers are here in the States. A ride over here probably costs you about $20, and that's the big difference in the conversion, I guess, money conversion or whatever.
I'll say just maybe about $5,000. You very straight.
You should be comfortable. I would be comfortable with that much too. Going out at nice restaurants, like 5-star restaurants and stuff, and like a group of people, because we always went out like in group. Like at least 4 of us. We were going out.
Right.
And eating good and
very good.
Right.
Very good, yeah. Made sure I showed y'all, some good spots. There's still spots that I'm discovering. So, I would agree. But I would say 5,000 can really last you like
3 to 6
months.
No, I'm just saying, but coming from here, when we say 5,000 to an American person, that's not a whole lot. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm saying if you take that there,
oh yeah, you balling out of control.
Straight.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
And then for some of the younger viewers, shit, the sections, you know, in the clubs, free. You don't gotta pay for no sections. The bottles is literally like the same you gonna pay on the shelf. You're not finna pay 10 times for some Hennessy. If the Hennessy $40, $50, you gonna pay about $40, $50 in the club for it. Maybe a little bit extra, but you know, yeah. So it's definitely cost effective, you know, compared to being in America. It's all the way around the board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to my next question. You know, as a black man, how was your experience in Kenya compared to being in America? And I'm also going to ask you too as a black woman, but we're going to start with you.
It was like a culture shock because, you know, I'm from America and I grew up in, you know, what would be considered a hood, and you know, it's a lot of things go on in the hood, and I'm sure things go on there, but at the same time, I felt the black unity of these people. They bumper to bumper, and nobody's jumping out the car trying to shoot at the next man. You know, people out there hustling, doing and selling everything. I mean, just hustling, bustling, man, like in the real world, and not getting into arguments and fights over petty things. So the unity for me that they have there is something that's uncommon to me from being in America, and also the general hospitality that they show you. You know, because first glance they don't know if you from Kenya or not until you speak, and that's what gives, you know, them the wherewithal to show you who they really are, their true characters, and I think that the people in Kenya are very kind-hearted people.
Right. So do you feel like there's a somewhat of a difference with the people, like melanated, black, African people there compared to the ones here, or just our black Americans in general?
Are you asking me on the racism tip, or
no, more so just on like daily, just like the daily interaction?
I mean, just like I said, it's generally.
Do you find them, basically what I'm asking? Let me rephrase it. Do you find them more so like more accommodating than your regular like black person? Like when you go out to, like, say for instance, we went out to restaurants, we went out to different places.
Very, very much so.
You won't really see them like being as disrespectful. Like it's going to be some disrespectful waiters, you know, people like that, but you don't really see that.
No, they very accommodating. Like I said, it's like unity. It's like everybody gets along, and we had no problems with no waiter, waitresses, none of that. Not even just the average Joe on the street. I mean, if they could do something for you to help you or point you in the right direction to go, it was never a problem.
Okay.
Right.
And for you?
And for me, I mean, as a black woman coming from America, just the hospitality and stuff of the Kenyan people, I mean, they really showed love, I mean, it made you feel welcome. To me, it made me feel welcome anyway, you know. And I just want to say that it's a misconception about African Kenyans or African, you know, individuals as a whole. Well, my experience was good, so I'm not gonna complain about anything.
No.
Okay. And I'm happy y'all got that good experience, because sometimes people have horrible experiences on their first trips, whether that's getting sick or, you know, getting robbed. There's people that get robbed on their first trip, and they be like, all right, I'm never going back. So it's amazing that y'all had a good experience. Okay, so moving on to, you know, the food, right? We love our soul foods and, you know, macaroni, cornbread, you know, collard greens, all of that, right? So being in Kenya you guys were there for over 2 weeks, and so you've experienced the food. How was it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let the people know.
Oh my God, you know, the food was so good. Everything that we had, every restaurant that we went to eat, the food, compared to the food over here, the food over here is garbage. I don't think you even eating real food, to tell you the truth. Like, we had chicken over there. The chickens were normal size. They was fresh tasting. Everything we ate was fresh tasting and good. The fish, oh my God. The fish over there was amazing. You know, just the taste of the food over there. It just really, really enlightened me to what we're doing over here to our food in America. I don't know. You know, I think that we're getting garbage over here.
The food was delicious. That's all I can say. It's just simply like she said, that the chicken, whatever you ate, even the beef and all this stuff is don't have all that stuff that we put in it here. So it generally tastes different. And
even the restaurants that we ate, like some of the American restaurants that we eat at, like KFC, we had KFC over there. Totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different taste. Right. And what else did we eat that was American?
Burger King.
Yeah, we had Burger King, and the burgers were the
ribs.
Oh yeah, the ribs. So
oh man,
the beef was definitely good. You know, and you could really tell the difference in the food.
Oh yeah, it's like it's more organic there than over here where they do a whole bunch of different things to preserve
a lot of
the
processing other foods over here.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So this next question, right? I do consultations with people that plan on coming to Kenya, and they always ask me, how do you get around? Do they got buggies? Do they got horses? Like a lot of times people, we be so ignorant, we think that they still are like back in the 1900s,
Mm-hmm.
So for you guys, how did you get around, Nairobi? Because Nairobi is gigantic.
It is.
I'm talking about, me personally, I haven't even been to, I don't even feel like a third of the entire city. Mm-hmm. And I've been going there for a few years now. So, but for you guys, how did y'all get around?
We Ubered everywhere we went, and it was very easy.
On time.
Yep, on time. We would call the Uber, no problems. We just make sure that you check the license plates of the Uber that you're getting in. And it's different forms of transportation there. Like you can get they call it a chap. Mm-hmm. I think that's what the small one.
Yep, chap.
Yep, the small ones. You can get a bigger, like a SUV type of
for what you need.
Right, for what you need,
But y'all wasn't getting on the Buddhas. Y'all wasn't getting on the Buddhas. Y'all wasn't on the Buddhas. Y'all wasn't getting on the
They have people that get on motorcycles. You can get around on a motorcycle.
With an umbrella on top.
Right. Yeah, I think that was...
Now that freaked me out.
Right. It was raining and somebody got on who had a little umbrella and they were on their way to work.
Innovative.
Right,
very innovative.
Right, had a little heels on and everything. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, look at this.
They got a motorcycle with umbrellas.
Yeah, and then for those that haven't been to Kenya, man, you will see some of the craziest stuff on those motors, man. I'm talking about, I didn't see somebody moving a whole couch.
Yeah,
back. Yeah. I'm like, what?
We saw
definitely
mattresses on a motorcycle. I'm like, whoa.
On a motorcycle, like, okay.
Yeah, they very resilient.
Very innovative
and creative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it seems like you guys had an amazing time, during your trip to Kenya.
Oh yeah.
But of course, the good always can possibly come with the bad. So, is there anything that you didn't like about your trip to Kenya?
It was nothing that I didn't like. To tell you the truth, I wish we was there now. But our experience was a good experience. I didn't experience anything negative while visiting Kenya.
Yeah, as far as me, what you said, the worst thing?
Yeah.
Was leaving Kenya.
That's deep right there. Amazing interview so far. And do you guys have any, last words? Because we can wrap this one up. Like, just that could be, words of motivation for those who may be on the fence about coming to, Kenya, Africa for the first time. You know, maybe you could be like, oh, you need to open your mind or do this, blah, blah, blah. Just any last words from both of y'all.
Well, you know, originally, we were going to just let you were just going to go.
Yeah.
But, and the reason why I was going to stay was because I have some health issues or whatever. So I was kind of battling on the fence about care over there in Kenya, in Nairobi. But I ended up finding a dialysis center over there. The people over there were awesome. You know what I'm saying? Visiting over there. They fed you. That's one thing about Nairobi. They're going to feed you. Now, the dialysis that I have over here, we don't get fed breakfast and lunch. They had actual breakfast and lunch. They went chicken and rice and stuff. And I was like, what? I was like very surprised at, the accommodations and stuff for, for a patient on dialysis.
Being a foreigner.
Yeah, and being from a different country. So my thing is, don't think about the health issues of it, because they have medical over there, But it'll work out. If you want to travel and want to do different things, you can do those.
Try to get to Nairobi, Kenya. Visit, and peace out.
All right, y'all. It's your man, Sham. This is Sham Goes Global. And I appreciate, my parents for blessing my channel and giving their experience on traveling to Kenya. And yeah, until the next one, I'm going to see y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and we out. Thinking about traveling to Kenya? Don't worry, I got you covered. I created the ultimate Kenya travel guide so you don't have to waste any more time, money, or energy. With my travel guide, I detail the best airlines, safest neighborhoods, top Airbnbs, best restaurants, best malls, and the best nightlife spots. I basically give you the ins and outs on travel to Kenya, so definitely check it out. The link is in the description below.